this is the fall equinox reading for fire signs Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, starting September 22nd through December 21st. Native spirit message for fall equinox, September 22nd through December 21st, 2021. Tribal Spirit Dancer. Power Animal message for fire signs. September 22nd through December 21st, 2021. Antelope. Soul Trees message for fire signs. Fall equinox. September 22nd through December 21st. Intuition for the fire signs. The fall equinox, September 22nd through December 21st. Queen of Coins, the Empress, Knight of Cups in reverse, Five of Cups in reverse, Ten of Wands, Queen of Swords in reverse, the Wheel in reverse, Four of Wands, King of Coins, the Devil, Nine of Cups in reverse, and Eight of Swords. Fall equinox reading for the fire signs from September 22nd to December 21st, 2021. Book of Shadows, Fire, Two of Fire, Seven of Air, the Goddess, Maiden of Fire, Transformation, Water, Six of Water, Two of Water in reverse, Nine of Fire, Element of Water in reverse, Ten of Fire, Ten of Earth in reverse. For the fire elements, fall equinox, September 22nd through December 21st. The Hanged Man in reverse. Knave of Swords in reverse. The Emperor in reverse. Eight of Pentacles. The Empress. Ten of Swords in reverse. Four of Pentacles. Knight of Wands in reverse. The Wheel. Sword. A Nine of Swords in reverse. Six of Wands in reverse. Four of Wands. Tribal Spirit Dancer. Card meaning is let go, say yes to life, be daring, dance to your heart's desire, unfurl your wings and fly. Cast aside conventions and restrictions. Tune into the rhythm of life. Laugh, explore, go beyond your predictable behavior. Sometimes life is messy and chaotic, and that's okay. Leave the dishes, run outside in the sprinklers. Spirit wants you to know you are on the planet to be free. You don't always need to meet the expectations of others. You're here to explore, expand, and step into your extraordinary life. Of course, there are times to live an ordinary life, but there are also times to joyously fling your arms to the heavens and dance. Fling your arms to the heavens, choose life on your terms. Clear out mental and emotional clutter. Move beyond those situations that you have outgrown. Don't accept the roles you have placed on yourself or that others have placed on you. This is your time. Don't delay listening to the rhythm of your heart and following your dreams. The journey is to turn on music and move. Travel isn't about looking good. It's about feeling the beat inside your heart and expressing this with your body and your emotions. If you want to break free, then start first by expressing yourself wild and free, and the circumstances of your life will transform. Alright, so for the first week up here on this position, from September 22nd to 8 days, whatever. So each position is a week or roughly a week. It's not exact. There's no, because, 3 months doesn't break down to perfectly 4 weeks in each, right? There's potentially a week and a half or whatever, it's up to you to whatever you think. But generally it's the first 7 or 8 days from the 22nd of September. And then the next week. And they're all 7 or 8 days roughly. So Book of Shadows, Queen of Coins, and the Hangman. This deck is the in-between deck. So right here it says Queen of Coins and King of Coins. So this picture is a picture of in between the King of Coins, the Queen and King of Coins, in reference to what it means. The Queen of Coins from the in between of the two cards. So if you were to imagine a King of Coins over here and a King of Coins over here, this would be the in between of those two cards. So with the Queen of Coins, it's referencing, it's showing you a single mother still having to work and take care of kids, and still have to. She's a supervisor too, or a manager of people. So she's got a lot on her plate. She's doing a lot. Okay, but she's able to do it. It's not like she can't do it. She can do it. But with the two cards here, we got the Book of Shadows in reverse. The Book of Shadows is about wisdom, knowledge, being in order, having things organized. You can also reference, since it's a 5, the Hierophant, which is like the holy priest or the leader of the faith, the leader of the, kind of thing. But it's a book, so it's the information, the knowledge, the wisdom. So it's in reverse. So you're probably a little disorganized. You probably don't have as much organized as you would like. You're not journaling. You're not writing stuff down as much as you could. But it's understandable. You're like a single mom kind of. or the situation you're in this week is like a single mom having to do a lot more than she needs to be doing, but it's because she's not getting the help to take care of the child while she works, or not getting the money that she needs so she doesn't have to work, right? But whatever. So you're in a same kind of energy this week, or you are actually a single mother or a single parent, right? Um, but it's that kind of energy of having so much to do and so little time to do anything for yourself, right? Um, and that's potentially why you're not getting the journaling done. You're not organized because it's just you're running around with your head cut off kind of thing. You're not able to gain the information and knowledge you would like to because you're just running around. You got a lot on your plate. And the Hanged Man here is in reverse. And this is about unnecessary sacrifice or martyrdom. Um, so maybe there's something you see. If it was this way, she's doing the exercise of balance, kind of like yoga and harmony and stuff, getting a new perspective on life. But it's in reverse, so it's like you're standing on your head, right? See how she looks like she's standing, thinking everything's all good, relaxed, but they're actually unnecessary sacrifice. You're sacrificing the information, knowledge, and unnecessarily when you shouldn't be because of the circumstance you're in. Um, Maybe find an alternative of some kind. Use those sick days you've been saving up, maybe, or use because this is just for the 1 week, right? Or maybe find a babysitter, or well, think of some kind of creative, outside the box thinking to be able to do the self care or self improvement of some kind. That's what I see here. Because you're unnecessarily sacrificing too much this week. Okay. All right. For the second week of the equinox of the fall season, we've got Two of Fire, the Empress, Knave of Swords in reverse. The Empress is about harmony, balance between masculine and feminine, the inner children of ourselves, playfulness, peace, love, equal transfer. So you see, they're acting out in a way that's like, hey, communication is key with the Two of Fire, Mercury here. And Mercury is all about communication, the messenger, information. But you have the Knave of Swords in reverse. So the Knave of Swords in reverse is suspicious, prone to gossip, and sometimes untruthful. Okay? So you see, there's the suspicion he's not wanting to necessarily do the trade. Okay? If you look at this picture, she's flying a kite. There's a picture of a fairy. It's in reverse. So you're like, whoa, what's that? Why? Well, you called me, kind of thing. You see what I'm saying? Or why are you being like that? Prone to gossip. And sometimes untruthful. So you being honest about the energy. Maybe there's something in the past that you did not think would come back to cause this. Maybe you weren't honest about something. Nobody's perfect, right? We make mistakes, kind of thing. But like I said, I don't think it's something like, oh my gosh, crazy tower devil moment, right? It's not like that. Simple little things. So little things that add up, right? So that's why communication is key this week. Realizing the inner children, which is shadow work as well. Harmony, peace, equal transfer. This symbol is the symbol of Venus for the card. It's what the book reference there is that It's a symbol of Venus, so transfer of love and caring and forgiveness and stuff like that. So it's a week of building or working on relationships, communication, and life. All right, so week 3 we've got 7 of air, which is the yin yang or I Ching, which is change, the only constant, right? Knight of Cups in reverse. This is a dispute because it's in reverse. If it wasn't, it would be about building bridges and working together, but it's not. Because the Knight of Cups in between of Knight and Queen here, being stubborn, not listening, wanting to do his own thing. Because of the Emperor in reverse here is the inability to change or adapt, not being able to do what you need to do. Because you're stubborn, you're thinking, oh, no, I got it. I can do it my own way. I know what I'm doing. I don't need to listen to the potential messages or synchronicities that are coming through letting me know something. Because the only true messages you really have to hold a value that's more important than anything else and not be stubborn about is the synchronicities. That's the universe communicating or God communicating with you. So there may be some synchronicities that you're not paying attention to that have to do with change, and you're like, that's why I'm not listening, because it has to do with change. I'm trying to do something here. So maybe if you did the change, what you were trying to do would just easily be accomplished without you doing too much. You know, I could take that to heart. I know how that can be. I've got 3 planetary alignments in Sagittarius, so but mine's more of the spiritual, higher Neptune, Saturn stuff. So also look at your chart and see where this may apply. All right, so the 4th week of the fall season here for 2021, we got the Goddess, we got the 5 of Cups in reverse, and we've got the 8 of Pentacles. The 5 of Cups is generally about loss, grievances of some kind, but it's in reverse. So this may be kind of like a blessing in disguise that you see. You see it as a blessing in disguise, but it might cause tears of joy kind of thing. Or it could be a loss that you see as a blessing in disguise that did cause tears of being sad. But you've got this companionship, you got some help here. See? Even though it's in reverse, I don't see it as because the 6 of Cups is about assistance or innocence and childlike, assisting each other, like a big brother helping a little sister kind of thing, right? Or, your husband and your child are helping you out. And with the Goddess here, I see fertility, birth, right? The cycle of life with, grandma, mom, daughter, okay? And full of apples here. So this is the As Above deck, by the way. And this is the So Below deck from the Book of Shadows Tarot. And you have the 8 of Pentacles, which is about, honing in your craft, perfecting your work, what you do to a level where you're starting to build plots, you're good at what you do, you're building gnomes, right? So this is detailed at work, details in work, okay? So it's not like you're not prepared, it's not like you can't handle it. So this week could be emotional. You just feel emotionally, like little things and circumstances or things you're thinking about, kind of stuff that are causing you to be a little not harmonious with your emotions. The Goddess can be all about emotions as well, right? The Rabbit is fertility. So maybe you're tears of joy because you found out you're pregnant, but it's not a good time to be pregnant, and that's why it's like that. Or it could be, you want to get pregnant, but it's not a good time. It could be any side of that kind of stuff. Or you're trying to build something and it's not the right time, or all that. The same contemplation of having childbirth, but with a project maybe, not an actual physical being coming to the planet, but more of a something you're trying to establish as your project or your what you're working on. But keep at it. Don't worry, it'll work out. Things will be fine, whatever it is. But it's definitely a companionship, helping each other out emotionally. All right, so this is the second of the Oracle cards. All three apply for the whole season, but like this one is more aptitude to or applicable to the first 4 weeks. This one's the second 4 weeks, and this one's the third. But they're all here for the whole fall season, so they all cross and mingle each other, right? So you can see all, and you could also take each week and then you could cross them like this, and going like this and this and this and this. You know what I'm saying? Like it all is together in one big reading, but you just want to make sure you're contemplating about how if you're in this week and you see these energies, maybe this one and this one are right next to each other, right? So they may have something to do with it, or whatever this is. This will lead up to something, kind of thing. It all leads, right? So just to help you reference that, this is all one big reading for 3 months, so it can be quite a big task to get and fill if you want to do that. Or you can come back and reference the video every week and see, oh, what's going on this week? Oh, hey, well, last week this happened. And then you're down here and you're like, on this week, and you're like, oh, hey, it kind of resembles this one up here. Or this one over here. And kind of this one as well because it's diagonal, right? So you see, there's a lot of crossing energies here. So there's each, it's not exact like this is exactly how it's going to be in a week, right? So it's a big puzzle, and you got to see how it all works together. So with the envelope, this is decisiveness. Make a decision and take appropriate action. If you're going to sit, then sit. If you're going to stand, then stand. If you're going to run, then run. Don't hesitate and don't equivate. This is not the time for discussion, debate, deliberation, or hesitation. Even choosing to be still and do nothing can be a wise decision at times, especially in life-threatening circumstances. But let's face it, how often have you actually found yourself in such a situation? And if you ever have, you made it through, didn't you? You've come to a point in your life where it's imperative that your choices are based on the combined will of spirit and instinct, which we call intuition. The more finely tuned you are to your intuition, the more decisive you'll be. You'll see that there's no other way to live. In this situation in particular, that is absolutely the case. So listen, decide, and then act. Without hesitation or second guessing, trust that whatever the outcome is, it is ultimately the will of spirit and in the best interest of all concerned. This is also associated with vigilance, action, speed, and sacrifice. Alright, so the 5th week of the season, fall season, we got Maiden of Fire, Ten of Wands, and the Empress. So with the Ten of Wands, this is also in reference to the Ace of Wands, which is just a one single wand right here. And this, your fire of your wand was about to come out, and here's a new energy. Or you're lighting the inspiration of a new wand. See what I'm saying? You're lighting on fire, vice versa, whatever. With the Maiden of Fire, this is all about inspiration, willpower, spirituality. So you're definitely getting a harmonious aspect of self-mastery and the reinvigoration or rejuvenation of all that. The Empress is also about nurturing it, the inner child, right? Nurturing yourself, nurturing what you're doing. So you're like a whole new, like Super Saiyan mode, right? Like energy is overflowing. You've got it. This is wonderful. These 3 cards, I'm just like, whoa, that's cool. Like you got a lot, or like, whoa, you're inspirational. You're just beaming with energy. And so, there's I don't see any like negativity here at all, or shadow aspects other than, nurturing it and helping it sustain its purpose in your life. See, what I'm learning from the shadow is that it helps with protection. And the shadow isn't helping with protection, it's running amok on you, okay? But the shadow is the inner child that you need to make sure is getting the attention and compassion it needs, okay? So they say, oh, how do you defeat evil? With love, right? And if the shadow is like is the yin yang kind of thing coming out of the evil, well, if you defeat evil with love, well, then give the shadow love, okay? So the inner child love, right? And that goes for other people as well, So, because they got a shadow too. Can't walk in the sunlight without a shadow. That's also referencing back here with the light. Getting a new whoosh. It's like pouring gasoline on a fire. Like, boof. Here we go. Got it. Burning passion. Alright, so for week 6, transformation, Queen of Swords in reverse, Ten of Swords in reverse. So if you did from week 5 the shadow work, then the Queen of Swords in reverse is a test to the demons within. You may be tempted to do things that you used to do and you're like, well, I can't do that anymore. You have to be consciously aware of how you're thinking and feeling. If you didn't do the work, you're definitely going to be a villain. Not like crime. I'm not talking about crime, even though it could be that. I'm talking more of just your personality, your aspects of like your considerations in life. You're villainous, you're dark, you're like, what's going on? Especially with the Ten of Swords in reverse, this is reliving the past and not letting go of the past. And having the Phoenix transformation, which is exactly what this card is all about. So you have 2 reverse cards that are really getting at you, testing you, pulling on you. Your shadow is like, can only protect you for so long before it turns on you without continuing the shadow work of loving it, okay, and showing a compassion inside of you. Yes, it sounds like you thinking this way may be a freaking mental health problem, but it's not. Our science on mental health is obviously not very good. There's too much emphasis on the chemical processes in your body and not the rehab of those chemical processes. They want to just put a band-aid on it and make you a drug addict, which I am not all for. I'm all about learning how to deal with it yourself and going through like a rehab, because everything in life is like an exercise. Rehab it and work it and, get it to work like it should. So transformation is all about letting go, doing the self-realization of what it is that is causing you, or what it is that you can do to overcome and be that better person, or make those self-improvements and do the self-mastery. All right, so trials and tribulations are going to come and go, right? It's never going to stop. The only consistent is change, right? So transformation also represents change, movement, transformation obviously, and conscious reaction. So consciously being aware of how you are and what you're doing, and seeing it play out before think before you act, kind of thing, right? So, and that's hard for all of us to do. It's not something easy. You just automatically, that's part of the lesson, or excuse me, it's part of the education of Earth, living on Earth and being a human, is learning how to manage and deal with things that aren't easy. Alright, so for week 7, we had 6 of Water, Sarasvati, which is all about emotional connections, to others or to yourself. The wheel in reverse with this deck, between will and justice. This is on a path, and unexpected justice comes along, and you're like, why? I don't understand. This could be a spiritual karma. It could be a karma from many years ago. Could be karma from yesterday. Could be karma from last week. Could be karma from hundreds of thousands of years ago, from a life then. Who knows? But what it is definitely unexpected karma coming up. Four of Pentacles is all about being prepared. You've gathered the resources, you've gathered the energy, you've gathered preparation, you've done the work, and the connections that you've built will help you with this, so it's not that bad. It's just frustrating that it came up and kind of blew you off your path or got in the way. Okay? So, in week 7, something's going to come up. Who knows what it is. But you're prepared. You've got the connections. As long as you don't ruin them from week 4. or whatever week it was. What was it? It was week 3. Okay. So, and it's right above week 7. So, week 3, week 7, correlate right there. So, if you're watching this before it happens, you've got plenty of time. You might forget, though. So, come back and watch it again if you need to. Okay? But I think it'll be fine either way. I think you'll be alright. Not a big deal. I think you've done the work. So, alright. So for week 8, we have 2 of water in reverse. Disturbance in love. 4 of wands. Seems like everybody's all over doing all kinds of life-threatening or dangerous stuff around you. You may be living in a circus. Not literally, metaphysically, or it seems like, it's like when your mom says, well, were you raised in the barn? Of course you weren't raised in the barn, but right, you know what I mean? Or I run a zoo. My children are wild and crazy. It's an animal house here, but it's not literally an animal house, right? This is figure of speech, right? So, Knight of Wands is obsessiveness. You're being obsessive over the things you have or the way things are going out. OCD. It's not right. It's not perfect. It's like, calm down. Sometimes you just got to go with it because you got to move on. Plus, the energy right now is like, hey, just go with it. It's all good. Like, dude, we're all sitting here waiting. You know what I mean? Like, because you got the 4 of Wands. Like, just go walk. If you fall, there's a net. You'll be all right, I promise. Okay, but I'm scared. Like, don't worry about it. And that's possibly part of why you're having this speed bump in your love, right? If you're not in a relationship, and you're trying to build one, or you're trying to get in one, it's probably not a good time because you're obsessive and you're living in a madhouse. No, it's not socially the moment to try to get with somebody, right? So for this week, it's just 1 week, right? It's just 7 or 8 days, okay? But this is definitely party vibes I'm getting here, or freaking wild and crazy vibes, and people are just all over the place trying to have a good time, and you're like obsessing over here. I gotta get this, and I'm irritated because she did this or he did this, and he said, she said. It's all about the bullshit. Limp Bizkit's on. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's all about the he said, she said bullshit, right? That's what these 3 cards are pretty much telling me. So, there's your heads up. There's your warning for week 8. All right, so for the next month or next 4 weeks, we got intuition. It's pretty self-explanatory. I don't need to read anything to you. You know what intuition is, right? If you don't, look up the word. Boom, simple. Intuition. And remember, the overall big picture, everything kind of cross-references and connects in some way, okay? All right, so for week 9, we've got 9 of Fire, which is adversity. This is Pluto there, the planet, and the, Hades, I think, right? Pluto, fire, 9 of fire. So it's a death to something kind of thing, but not exactly because it's not exactly referencing death. Okay, but it's some kind of wisdom from a deep understanding, a knowledge of some kind. King of coins here. It's in between the page and king. The queen of coins of this deck shows a woman holding a baby. Well, now she's all grown up. Or this could be a grandma and her granddaughter, or someone passed and is now helping somebody in the afterlife. See the angel up here, or you've got an inner child here that's like, I'm not sure if I should keep working at it or keep doing or do this. I don't know, because the wheel is all about stagnation. It's in reverse. If it wasn't in reverse, it wouldn't be about stagnation, but it's in reverse. So it's all about not doing something or scared to do something or not feeling it or unsure of yourself or not willing to take that leap of faith. And these two cards are telling you to do it. Dude, do it. Who cares if you mess up? That's how you learn how to ride the bike, by falling off it a couple times, all right? That's how you master something, by making a few mistakes. But, it'll be all right. You'll get the achievement and you'll work it out. All right, so for week 10, it's a tough week, guys. Got 3 reversals here. You got the devil in reverse. In the book for this deck, it says this card is all about your emotions being manipulated by the dark side or the devil to build something that is for the devil. But in reverse, it's like saying, "Oh, you don't realize that you're building something that's for dark, nefarious purposes, right?" Elemental water, not being aware of how your emotions are causing this disturbance inside of you potentially. 9 of Swords, not being you're not understanding why all this chaos and stuff is happening. Why? What's going on? Why all of a sudden this? What the heck? And it may even get you to the point of why God me, right? It's these moments are very hard to deal with. These kinds of readings right here, oh man, you're having trouble with the chase in life, like your path, the pursuing of something, and resolve things. So there's layers of complication just considering continuously building up. It seems like see right here with the building up, you're not realizing you're building up this dark part of your life, and then you're like, oh, why am I having these nightmares or these disturbing thoughts or disturbing things in my life right now during this week? It's tough. So the Knight of Swords in reverse is severe nightmares and problems with insomnia. You're not getting enough sleep. It's just a really, really rough week. A really, really rough one. And what do we got? Oh, right. We have up here correlating the Queen of Swords in reverse. You remember what I said about the Queen of Swords in reverse and the Ten of Swords in reverse? Did you do the work on the shadow aspect of your life? It won't be as bad. This week won't be as bad as if you did. Let's see. Well, I'm just looking. Oh, I don't want to look there next yet. Let's go diagonal here. Well, you had the new energy up here that could have helped. Oh, then you had the wheel in reverse. You were prepared for it, but now it's like all over again. But this time it's the inside or the not being able to deal with it this time. You've been exhausted now. You've been run amok. Oh man, this is tough. Let's go back up here. What we got? Oh, the balance of masculine and feminine. That's the source of how to deal with this. The harmony, the peace and love. You got to get refocused on that to help you through this tough week. It's tough. I'm sorry, guys. All right, so for week 11, of the fall season. You got the 10 of fire, 9 of cups, and the 6 of wands in reverse. 9 of cups in reverse. This is about desiring to have family reunion, but you're not able to, or some kind of reunion, maybe within yourself, or a reunion of. See, we got to think about what happened last week, right? Maybe someone passed. Uh, Maybe somebody you cared about told you off, and you're like upset about it. Maybe you broke up with someone. I don't know, but there's something about not getting a reunion that you would like, or a nice, happy fulfillment of wishes, or what you've been working on. Maybe what you've been working on fell apart and it blew up in your face, or I don't know. But there's something about, oh man, that I wish that would have worked. I wish that we could have gotten that, or wish we could have went there or did this, or something like that. And then 6 of Wands is telling you it's more about accomplishments, but you're not satisfied with what you've achieved. You're like, it's not enough. We haven't. We've still got a lot more to go. So you're not in a place of gratitude of what you're able, or your pride, a sense of pride maybe, in what you've done. Pride can be a burden, right? You see what I'm saying? So maybe just be proud of who you are, proud of what you've done. You don't need the pride maybe all the time. I think pride is in the moment. It's not a reflection thing. You don't want to reflect with pride. You want to reflect with being proud. So pride is for the moment that you're in doing something, working on something, but it's not for reflecting. So I'm proud. I'm sitting here building this chair, and I'm proud, or not proud. I have pride in building this chair. I'm going to do a good job. I need to make sure it's good and it's sturdy, and it's not going to break. Like in the movie The Patriot, when he's building a chair in the movie, he finally does. But the 10 of fire here is all about knowing who you really are. And the stars are also about wish fulfillment. Okay, so maybe not yet. Okay, but maybe there's something in this that you can learn about yourself that will help you get there, or that will help you maybe in the future see who you want to see, or get the person you're looking for to get, or cherish that person that passed. Okay, and see them in the stars and how they are part of who you are in your life. Okay, so I think this week, the 11th week in fall, is about reflecting on yourself, on who you are, and don't be so discouraged that it didn't go the way you thought it would. All right, so for the final week, 12 in fall, which is right before Christmas, we have the 10 of Earth, okay, in reverse, and the 8 of Swords, and the 4 of Wands. So the 8 of Swords is showing that this guy has got his arm free. Right here, look, his arm, it's free. He could potentially break free and help the captain, and you guys can get out of here. But no, he's over here holding his face, being sad. So the 8 of Swords is all about release. Release yourself from your own entrapment of your emotional despair, okay? The eagle's flying high in the sun, showing you there's a way to go, where to go, okay? So you may, reflect back on those who have taught you or have helped you in your life, and maybe aren't there now, but they're up here as the eagle flying, letting you know, all right? So you think about them, what they would do or how they would deal with it. Whoever is the inspiration to you, that might be. It could be a figurative, a fantasy hero as well. It could be anything. Okay, realizing, how large the universe is, how big everything is, how small you are. Doesn't mean you don't matter, right? But the 10 of Earth in reverse. This is about not now is clearly not the right time You are not in a position to judge the proper time at the moment. Wait things out a bit before acting. So taking the time to set yourself free before you go on, okay, and follow the ego. Don't sit there and fight and try to continue doing what you're doing while you're tied up with whatever it is that happened. You need to sit, reflect, and emotionally untie yourself, mentally untie yourself. This isn't about the physical right now. This is about what you've been through, okay? Whatever it was that led up to this moment. And you have the 4 Wands celebration. Christmas is around the corner, or the holidays, whatever you believe in. Even if you don't believe in it, it's a time of celebration of some kind. And if it could be someone's birthday if you don't celebrate anything like that, or if you're in Asia, like they don't have Christmas in Asia, right? They don't have those holidays, but it's a winter solstice. Okay, so winter solstice is all about celebrating the wisdom that you could potentially gather from the winter. Because in the winter, it's all about like what ancestors did when it was cold and they didn't go out and they couldn't harvest a plant, right? What they did was they just learned and built up relationships and spent the time together and so like those kinds of things, right? And helping you deal with whatever it is and getting you unstuck and untied. It's not the time to go out and just work. You need some time off, okay? And help yourself. Don't burden yourself what you were burdening yourself with. Untie yourself from that. It's time to start a new path, maybe a new adventure, a new journey. But before you go off into that journey, let's take some time to celebrate, build up those relationships, learn the wisdom, learn more knowledge, some kind. Talk to people. Realize everything is connected in some way. Okay, with the sun, the moon, the earth, they're all connected in some way. The ions of the small, they tell you space is a complete void. That's not actually completely true. There are small little particles all throughout the universe. They're just very, very, very far apart from each other to the point where you can freely travel through space, right? When you're up in like space, when they're astronauts, right? There's ionic particles still out there. They're just not close together to the point where it's not a complete void vacuum. It's not a complete vacuum in space, even though they tell you it is. Trust me, it's not. The new science has shown that there's a lot more distance between particles, which is no resistance, right? So, just be free, like spiritually, not tied up. And that was the reading for the fall equinox fire signs. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the winter solstice.